Long ago, in the ancient world, there lived a beautiful maiden named Medusa. She was one of the 3 Gorgon sisters, but unlike her siblings, Theno and Uriel, Medusa was mortal. She was renowned for her stunning beauty, particularly her long flowing hair, which was said to be more radiant than the golden rays of the sun. Medusa served as her priestess in the temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare. She was devoted to her duties and lived a life of purity and piety. However, Medusa's beauty became her curse. One day, as she walked along the shore, she caught the eye of Poseidon, the god of the sea. Enthralled by her allure, Poseidon pursued her relentlessly. Despite her pleas and resistance, Poseidon overpowered Medusa and violated her within the sacred walls of Athena's temple. Athena, enraged by the desecration of her temple, turned her wrath not on Poseidon, who was a powerful god, and her uncle bit on Medusa. The goddess punished Medusa for the defilement of her sanctuary, transforming her into a monstrous creature. Medusa's once lustrous hair turned into a writhing nest of venomous snakes. Her skin became scaly and green, and her gaze was cursed with the power to turn anyone who looked directly at her into stone. She was banished to a remote island where she lived in isolation, feared and reviled by all. Medusa's transformation into a Gorgon was a cruel twist of fate. She was no longer the beautiful maiden who had once inspired admiration. She was now a hideous monster doomed to live in solitude and terrorize anyone who dared approach her. Her sisters Thena and Uriel, who were immortal Gorgons, joined her in exile, but their presence offered little comfort. Medusa's heart grew bitter and filled with rage, and she became a symbol of fear and destruction. The hero Perseus and the slaying of Medusa. Years later, the hero Perseus, son of Zeus, and the mortal Danae, was tasked with retrieving Medusa's head as a gift for King Polydectes, who sought to marry Perseus' mother against her will. Polydectes knew that the quest was nearly impossible, as gazing directly at Medusa would turn any man to stone, but Perseus, determined to protect his mother, accepted the challenge. With the help of the gods, Perseus embarked on his perilous journey. Athena, who still harbored resentment toward Medusa, provided him with a polished bronze shield to use as a mirror, allowing him to avoid her deadly gaze. Hermes, the messenger god, gifted him winged sandals to fly swiftly, and a curved sword to strike Medusa's neck. Hades, the god of the underworld, lent him the helm of darkness, which rendered him invisible. Perseus traveled to the edge of the world, where Medusa and her sisters dwelled in a dark, desolate cave. Using the reflection in his shield, he cautiously approached the sleeping Gorgon. The cave was littered with the stone statues of those who had foolishly looked upon Medusa's face. The air was thick with the hissing of snakes and the eerie silence of death. With a swift and precise strike, Perseus decapitated Medusa. From her severed neck sprang 2 creatures, the winged horse Pegasus and the giant Chrysaor, offspring of Medusa and Poseidon. Perseus quickly placed Medusa's head into a magical pouch. Knowing its power remained potent even in death, he fled the cave, pursued by the enraged Theno and Uriel, but his invisibility and winged sandals allowed him to escape. The aftermath of Medusa's death, Perseus returned to his homeland, where he used Medusa's head to turn Polydectes and his followers into stone, freeing his mother from the king's tyranny. He then presented the head to Athena, who placed it on her shield, the Aegis, as a symbol of protection and terror. Medusa's head retained its petrifying power, and it became a weapon of divine retribution. Medusa's story is one of tragedy and horror. She was a victim of the gods' whims, punished for a crime she did not commit. Her Typhoon transformation into a monster and her gruesome death serve as a reminder of the capriciousness of the divine and the fragility of mortal life. Even in death, Medusa's gaze continued to inspire fear. Her visage, forever etched into the annals of Greek mythology as a symbol of terror and vengeance. This tale of Medusa is not only a story of fear, but also a reflection on themes of injustice, power, and the consequences of divine wrath. Her legend has endured for centuries, captivating and chilling